I spent 6 years learning all the rules. There's a lot of rules in watercolor. There's no lines, no white, no black. You never leave any of the white paper. And so I did that. And then I took a course with Christopher Schenck, and he said, there are no rules. And I believed him. And so that's where I started to do stylizing. So I just stylized for a couple of years, and then started to eliminate some of the shapes. And before I knew it, I was abstracting. I was taking pieces out and moving them over. And as you start to shift things around, you find other little shapes. And then the negative shapes got really exciting. All these interesting little bits that I never paid attention to because we always just put paint in there. But now it stood out. It was white against another color, and it was really exciting. And I drifted right over to less subject matter, more of the thoughts and the shapes that intrigued me and excited me. And I have to say that my passion for watercolor just exploded. And I've developed a technique for myself using tape, because at first I did hard edges, which I liked, and now I like razor sharp edges. So I use tape to give me that really clean, crisp line that it's going to make that shape jump out and scream. Well, I do a bit of a sketch first in a sketch pad. I fell in love with the shape called a quadrangle, which I say quadtangle because it's easier to roll off. And so I did a lot of this four-sided shape, because you can make it twist and push it into corners and out of corners and pile them on top of one another, and it's always interesting negative shapes as well as the positive shape of the quadtangle. And I like the word. So I did a lot of those. So I'm going to grid this off a bit, and using a ruler. And then I break up I put in some of my little quadtangle shapes. Well, then I'll take my tape a section. Then I use badger brushes, natural bristle brushes. Lately I've been wanting to tone things down, and by toning you add a bit of gray. And it gives an intense color, but it's not as bright. And I'm going to gradate it a bit. So I'm adding a bit of gray in one area, and then I'm going to blend them together. So you see there's very little water. And when the shine is gone, it's usually safe enough to take off the tape. So I have a nice sharp edge. Ideally, for it to stay looking fresh, you have to do it once. You have to get that color down, or that shape down, or the gradation. If you do it once, then the painting is fresh. And I think that that's one of the beauties of watercolor, is that it looks fresh. Other people use tape, but I don't know anyone else who brushes it into the paper like this. And my painting, it feeds my soul.